What's up, everybody? It's the REKAP Lunch Hour with Guff, me, Ryan McGuffey from the REKAP Studios on a happy hump day edition as we get even closer to Saturday. The big kickoff between the Chicago Bears and the Green Bay Packers. Can't wait. I mean, I literally, is it Saturday yet? We're actually getting, after last week's, really crummy, terrible weather, we're getting a peek at what I got short sleeves on again because damn it, I like to refuse winter as much as possible. Bears, Packers, this thing's all over the place. Now the Bears are back to a half-point underdog. They got all the way to a half-point favorite yesterday. It started out as 3.5-point underdogs. Then the Micah Parsons news, it flipped all the way back to the Bears actually being favored. Now it's a little bit swayed back. Basically, it's a pick 'em. That's a way. But can the NFL have had a better script than what they have gotten for Saturday night? Have they? And I know that I'm not a big rent-free guy. I don't love, it's just an easy way to say things, rent-free. But I'm saying it. I don't know if any of you guys, and I know the chat, I see the number, it just keeps, they keep stacking. By the way, it's all brought to you by Hooters, originalhooters.com. Visit one of the 11 Chicagoland locations near you. January 6th. What a way to put a bow on the holiday season. Come close it down with us. January 6th, no juice January. Not on that day. January 6th, we'll be at Hooters O'Hare. Make your plans to be with us. Also, order.hooters.com. Have it delivered straight to your office, straight to your door. Slide by after work, pick it up. It's hump day. Treat yourself to some OG wings or more. Proud partner of the REKAP and the REKAP Lunch Hour. Are Bears fans living rent-free in the Packers' heads? Here's why I'm asking the question. If you're listening at all to the crap being spewed up in north, this just not far up the road from here in the great state of Wisconsin, I'm saying yes. For the first time ever, we might actually, and then look, I know, 17 of the last 19 games Green Bay's beaten the Bears. I'm also with you guys. I understand. Until they win, it's not a rivalry, etc. I like what I saw in the second half of the game a couple of weeks ago. It showed me that this Bears team's different. It showed me the first half looked a lot like the old Bears, and the second half looked a lot like the new Bears. I feel good about Saturday night's matchup. I do. But my God, the crap being spewed on some of the radio stations, some of the social stuff, tells me that they got some syndrome. They do. They got a complex about people to the south of them. And maybe for the first time ever, they're actually concerned about what's happening with Ben Johnson and company. Eric, happy Wednesday. Listen, the NFL couldn't have scripted a better matchup than this on Saturday night. Soldier Field going to be absolutely insane. F Green Bay, bear down, let's effing go take that. Kevin Byard was on Studio 41 Football REKAP Live last night. Just strong. If you haven't watched that show, what are you waiting for? Olin Kreutz and Tom Watt on cap. By far the best trio to do a football show in this town. And then when you get KB on, KB talking about the matchup, talking about the electricity that he expects on Saturday night. Eric's going to throw a curveball, talk about the Bulls. They need a new rebuild, new players, new management, new front office, just like the Bears did after last season. Bears need a new scenery. It's time for a change. Well, new ownership, not going to change. Thomas, Eric, a new scenery. They could leave the United Center maybe. Maybe. I don't see that. They own the building. Never going to happen. Cap's coming. He was on ESPN Madison yesterday. Is he going back? They did a poll question. Who do you hate more? The Bears franchise, the Bears team, Bears fans, or David Kaplan? Tell me you're not living rent-free. Happy hump day, Kyle. Think the Bears are definitely in the minds of the Packers and their fans. Green Bay must be nervous as they can see what Chicago's capable of. Take that, Green Bay. Green Bay sucks. Green Bay sucks. Kyle, it's 12-17. The Bears are still in first place in the NFC North. Let's keep focused, take care of business on Saturday night. Can't wait till Saturday night, man. Can't get here fast enough. Tough break for the Hawks last night. We did not win the bet of the day. They were up 2-0 and let that one get away. Shows you there's plenty of work to be done with this team. They'll need more time than the Bears, which I'm okay with. Oh, here we go. The resident Grinch. What's up, Guff? Doesn't matter who's in anyone's head. Show up in prime time and win the game. The Bears will show up. That I promise you. We had a couple new members join the program and join the membership party last week live here on the show. If you're not a member yet, come on board. I mailed out some hoodies yesterday. Some of you will be getting your hoodies. Pablo, Landon, who else? Al. Hoodies are coming. Stickers are next. You guys got your stickers in there as well. Keep spitting your comments, Phil, a.k.a. the recap crap starter. Caleb loves your comments. Here we go. Guff, the Packers are more than ready for this Saturday night. All this talk means nothing. Show up Saturday night, settle it on the field. That's the talk's for us. The talk's for us. And just because they may win Saturday night doesn't mean the division is theirs. They still have tough games against Frisco and Detroit, and those games will be huge. No one said the division is theirs. But if they win, it solidifies almost a playoff spot. And if Detroit loses to Pittsburgh on Sunday, it will. Guff, think the Sox and Cubs both need a map towards free agency. The Cubs just don't care, as the park will sell out and merch will be sold without protest, just the way Ricketts wants it. Brad Keller now off the market. He's a Philly. 2 for 22. I mean, it's exactly what I expected him to get. Which why it irks me that Kyle Finnegan got 2 years, $19 million for the Tigers when the White Sox need a closer. God. Hello. Wake up. It's time to sign guys. Speaking of looking up, Guff, last I checked, the Rams, Seahawks, Broncos, and Patriots have a better record than the Bears. Google that. I don't need to Google that. I also don't give two shits about the AFC. Google that. Right now, I'm worried about one thing. Where do the Bears sit in the NFC North? And just so you want to know, Phil, yes, the Seahawks have a better record. You know where they're sitting right now? 5th. Bears 2nd. Google it. Brett is all over the Bears 27-17, and the Bulls franchise and the front office and the management has to fix stuff. That's a lock, Brett. You are correct on that, my friend. And I'm going to look up your 27-17 result to think. Yesterday you had 5-2 Hawks. It went 3-2 the other way. That was 22-1 for that payout. Looking ahead to the NFL and the Chicago Bear, you got 27-17. What I love, I might have to try to find this at another time, but if you can get the exact score, which I'd have to find at another time. Eric, Phil, you are the Grinch or Scrooge. You do just what Phil Simms does. Of course he does. Here he's continuing. Before you get excited about Saturday night, pay attention to tomorrow night's game. That will decide the number 1 seed in the NFC. It might, which is fine. By the way, Phil, let's go back 6, 7, 8 weeks. You weren't talking about any seeds. And now this is what you do. Now you're sitting there poo-pooing the idea of a number 1 seed. You weren't even talking playoffs, man. Lately, Phil is feeling rather Scroogey. Called it the Real Phil Christmas Carol. Michael Caine was the best Scrooge, in my opinion. Who acts mean towards Muppets? Sir Michael Caine. A lot of people coming at Phil, which is great. I like it. He did miss Thomas. You know what's funny? I noticed it. I was going to call it out, but I'm like, you know what? I don't like when Clyde does it. I'm not going to do it. I like when other people pick it up, though. Keys to victory Saturday night. First, game management. Wear down the Green Bay defense. Keep the clock running. Get first down. Second, get off to a fast start. Third, find a way to win a damn football game. There's a radio show up the road. Let's see if Cap kept his notes. He had a really good guy do his stats the other day. Yours truly. Trying to find it here. I had them written down. I think I memorized it, though, which is just fine. Do you know the Bears? So they're crushing the Bears. They're a bottom 20 defense. You know what they are the last 3 weeks? 7th in the NFL in yards game allowed. You know what their Packers are? 20th. And that's with Michael Parsons. So Google that, Phil. How about that? One more key, create turnovers, because that will determine the outcome of the game. Rick, aloha. Reports of the Cubs are linked to many. Where has his sights on finding the missing link? Linked to many and signing any. That's the question. Brad Keller, as Becky says, I just noted he is a Philadelphia Philly now. Come on, Hoyer and Ricketts, do something. Nathan, I think the loss of Micah Parsons is going to be a massive hit to the Green Bay defense, but it should still be wildly entertaining. You hear Olin yesterday say, watching the film on Myles Garrett versus Micah Parsons. Myles Garrett's a Hall of Famer. But he was like, Micah Parsons, his speed, you can't make up for that. Speaking of wild, Tua benched down in Miami. McDaniel pulling out all the stops to try to save his job, but I'm thinking it's a little too late for that. Also crazy to jump right past Wilson for Quinn Ewers. I don't have a problem with it. At least he's a 7th round. Why not see what you have in the rook? You know what you have in Zach Wilson. I would have pulled him too. 15 interceptions, leads the NFL. You're out of the playoffs. It's the right move. Kyle, here's some of the beat news. Chicago Fire engaged in discussions with Barcelona striker Robert Lewandowski. Need to find a replacement for Brian Gutierrez, who transferred this week. There it is, the off-the-beaten Kyle path. I got a notification that Alex Bregman signed with the Cubs, but it was fake news, sadly. You need to cancel that notification, Thomas. Apparently, Chicago is leading the race for Robert over Miami, who just won the MLS Cup not too long ago. Come on, Fire, let's go take that. Look at you guys talking football. I love you guys. Hoyer and Ricketts, you guys suck. That's coming down from Becky, who notes the Phillies are doing moves, which is usually what the Phillies do. Nathan, a lot of beef to be had about Tua being last on the field in Pittsburgh, talking to Jalen Ramsey. Is this the end of the Tua as a starter, or this where the Jets, Cards, or Raiders jump in? So he's owed something like $54 million next year, and his dead cap hits $100 million. Good luck. I mean, I guess somebody could make that trade. You're not going to cut him. Not with that hit. Kyle's a Texas fan. I'm happy that Quinn Ewers is getting an opportunity. Feel bad for Tua with all unfortunate luck he's had in his career. Hook him. He's in a bad organization. They haven't won a playoff game in 25 years. What's up, Clyde? Landon, Ryan McGrady, love the Silver Fox. First time, look at that. Now, Rick thinks they're blonde streaks. Look at that, dude. Showing my age, having to come fight you guys every day. That is a little Silver Foxy with the hint of all the light. Pamela, welcome to the chat. No, I'm a Bears fan. They have nothing in Green Bay. Stop, please. The Bears haven't won jack shit. Stop. A lot going on here. Let's see here. What else? Let's go. Let's get Pamela Sue continuing here. If you want to correct the one there, anybody, go ahead. Chicago sports is the worst in the entire country. Ownership sucks. Third biggest market. Zero interest in winning. Wouldn't the fans be sick of it by now? Feels like Pamela's dropping in for the day. Anybody want to take charge? I'm all for it, too. We've talked about it on this program for over a year. And we're finally starting to see some fruits of labor around the call. Oh, here comes Pamela. Here comes Godfather. These people on these websites give you false headlines to get you to open their page. Get wise to these jerks. Cubs not signing any top guys. What crap? Look, Pamela's fired up. Not one organization in Chicago is even worth a shit. Not one. Where are you from, Pamela Sue? I think we know. The Packers could give a shit about Chicago. That's false. I'm telling you, it's false. Detroit is better than both. Detroit has been. I'm not doing this count my chickens anything. 10-4. It's been a great season. It's been a lot of fun. I think Ben Johnson has this thing trending such in a positive direction, and ownership finally bought into something that needed to change. I don't know where this season leads. I don't. I'd be stunned if it was a Super Bowl. At this point, I'd be crushed if it wasn't a playoff berth. So somewhere in between, I'd like to see a playoff win. Stop gaslighting the three guys. Think we know where Pamela lives. How about you're asking us to stop gaslighting, and you're doing a poll question that involves David Kaplan and Chicago fans as two of the four. So tell me that Green Bay doesn't give a shit about Chicago. I'm telling you you're wrong, because your top two answers in the poll were Cap and the fans. Stop with your complex. It's nice that you have an NFL team in a town of 100,000. Congratulations. You don't really own the team, by the way. Those shares mean nothing. It's owned by ownership, not the fans. Phil Simms spewing the same nonsense. At least he's a member. Here comes Pamela. The entire Chicago media needs new everything. Man, am I happy Pamela Sue's here. Let's go. Stir the pot. Who else is? Bring it on. It's about time. We finally have some things to go at them about. We need new everything. We need new free agents. Why does every Chicago organization absolutely trash? Seriously, why? Godfather's given dates. Whether it's today or 7 years from now, he believes the Cubs will be under the luxury tax. And Pamela Sue coming in again. Cubs have nobody, no free agents, nothing. Wait till you see. She's not done yet. There's a lot more comments to come. Rick couldn't agree more. If you're a member, you can stir the pot as much as you want. Love Phil's comments. Great locker room material for the Bears in their quest to a title. This feels like we should be somewhere having a bar fight. Of course, amicably with Big Daddies. Big Daddy mugs full of Dos Equis and Bud Light and Modelo and Michelob Ultra. And that's at Hooters. Great lunch specials from 11 to 3 every day. The OG wings, the boneless wings, the blackened chicken Caesar salad, the burger. Godfather loves the Hooters cheeseburger more than anything down in Joliet. That's correct. And holiday season, we are coming up on 8 days. I'm screwed. Are you? Need a holiday gift? $25 gift cards get you $5 bonus cash back at Hooters. Apply it to your bill. Get takeout with it. Get one of the drinks of the month. There are 2 this month. The espresso martini's $8. The Maker's Mark Old Fashioned's $10. Good luck. It's the best place to watch sports, to get great food, to have cold drinks, the iconic Hooters girls. It's all there. Hooters. Visit one of the 11 Chicagoland locations near you. Ordered at Hooters.com. Don't cook. Pick it up on your way to go. Have it delivered. Proud partner of the REKAP and the REKAP Lunch Hour. Let's go back up to the chat because it's lively today. It is lively. Here to baseball toss was up next. Ryan, is Getz sleeping or does no one want to play for the Sox? I've said this. We're going to do a podcast on it tomorrow. Don't make your poster just be that we got the number 1 pick. You need a closer. You can compete with this group. But if you don't put money into it, you're going to be like, oh, we got 65 wins. That's not good enough. I'll get my guy Chris in here. We'll discuss it. How piss poor, P-O-U-R, are the Cuba? Horrible. Clyde, I actually need you today. Where you at? Pamela Sue's had a Big Daddy or 3. Randall, Bears on the rise, baby. Bears win versus the Packers. I know, Rick, hey, buddy. Rick, I'm going to show you what I got for you, buddy, just to prove you right. Look, Rick. Look, I even have a personalized note to you, buddy, going in the mail. It's coming. I love when I get called out and I have something ready to go. Ignored. Clyde, I actually am barking for you today. Bruce, I like Bruce. He's a friend. Said the Cubs are doing a good job this offseason. Never thought he would knuckle down to Rick. It's Keller to the Phillies. Yes, Christian. Clyde likes the Bears in a low-scoring affair, 21-17. Randall, Blackhawks shit the bed last night. Pathetic third period after blowing a 2-goal lead. Christian, how do you think we get some pressure on Jordan Love? If he's chilling in the pocket all day to throw, he will pick us apart. And that's what happened in the first half a couple of weeks ago. No pressure up front. The 1 sack Montez Sweat had was a coverage sack. The Bears need to find a way to pressure the quarterback. The right tackle's missing. It's unlikely he'll play. Jordan Love had too much time against a very banged-up Bears secondary. They can't run with Christian Watson if that's what it takes. If Christian Watson's out, it alleviates some of the blow, but you got to have better play on the outside. Cubs have the worst front office ever, Becky says. Playoffs? Are you talking playoffs? We can't even win a game, says John Moore and Nathan. Cubs bullpen's in trouble. Supreme Productions. What up, Guff? My man, did you see that fool Shady McCoy said about Shador being better than Caleb? Bears getting that dub Saturday, bear down. I saw him saying it. I saw, what's that dude from FS1 that nobody watches? Chris Broussard. These guys are just doing shit for clicks. There's no way people believe this crap. Tired of hearing the same name Packers for the last 50 years. I don't care who they play Saturday. Win the game. Phil's back. I'm here for all of it. Let's do this. Breaking news. A report just surfaced on Bleacher Nation that indicates the Cubs and Yankees are the favorites to land Tatsuya Imai. That would be a massive get if they can nab him. And what I like about this kid is he's saying he wants to beat the Dodgers. If the Cubs get him, that is a massive get. And then maybe they land a Michael King or somebody too, and then see where you go from there. Cub outbid the Yankees. That's laughable, says Godfather. The Yankees have said publicly they'd like to cut payroll, which is also laughable. Keller took the Phillies deal because they're giving him a chance to earn a rotation spot in spring. I saw that. He was one of the more effective relievers in all of baseball. We'll see how that transpires. Any chance the Sox, asked Luke, sign Ryan O'Hearn? I've heard him linked to the White Sox as a potential first base candidate, left-handed hitter. I could see that. He's going to come 1 to 2 years. Are they willing to give 2-year deals? I would hope so. If not, podcast incoming. Joe Ryan doing the World Baseball Classic. M. Farrington, Cubs bullpen not in trouble. They have tons of options. They do, especially from the left side. Who do the Cubs have in their bullpen now? They have a ton of dudes. Everybody's back right now except for Keller and who just signed? Drew Pomeranz signed with the Angels. He was really good, but the Cubs had a surplus of lefties at that point. Angelo chimes in. 34-17. That's an ass whooping. Brett, the Bulls franchise has to figure something out. And Brett is hammering the 27-17. What are the betting odds for the Bears winning out? I'd have to look that up. I think the books I use don't have that as a possible option to bet on. Is Chris gets in a coma or does nobody want to play for them? She spelled one wrong. There we go, Clyde. Tasty Trade's flickering. It's so fired up back there. If it wasn't for George Halas and the collective bargaining agreement, the Packers wouldn't exist. You're welcome, Green Bay. But the gift has been given to you for a little bit too long. Now it's time to switch it back. The White Sox are better than the Tigers, Pamela. Ooh, Clyde, I think you've had a Big Daddy Mugger 3 now. Let's do it. Bring your crew. I'll bring mine, says Phil. Phil and his $30 million Ohio State roster that it doesn't matter. They lost the Big Ten title. But then 2 weeks ago, he's like, you better be ready for the prime time, Guff. Better be ready, your boy. Mendoza, it stops here. Clyde chime in. See, Clyde, when we ask for Clyde, we get Clyde. Rick, all these anti-Bear goobers are just afraid of where the Bears will be ahead of their teams. Guff, question of the day, if the Bears make the playoffs, which I believe they will, do you think the Bears will be the most dangerous team in the NFC? Yes, no, or why? I don't know. Coaching perspective, yes. But some of these the NFC is so loaded. I think Seattle's dangerous. We need to see the field before I answer that question. Love what the Cubs are doing so far. Sign am I and a good bench bet. Was at Hooters, and with all the beautiful Hooters girls there, I couldn't stop looking at the cheeseburger. Oh, well, I'm 74 years old. Don't hey, 74 years young. Godfather, 74 years young. Shady is the king of ice cold takes. You're not even hearing Colin Coward stoop to the Shadors better than Caleb Level. There's a reason the facility got canceled as a show. Trash. Bears dub, and I get my wine. Becky's been drinking a lot of wine because of what's been going on in OKC. Either Ryan O'Hearn or Murikama also has been linked to the White Sox. I heard it's going to take more than a 2-year deal. That's what concerns me, Clyde. Godfather's having cheeseburgers in paradise, a.k.a. Hooters. Of course he is. Clyde, the Bears will be a problem on the playoffs because of the running game and the coaching. I really think the coaching would be – I need to pull this up before we go here. I think the coaching is a complete wild card for the Chicago Bears. I do. Time for one of my favorite segments on this fine program, and we have a great submission today. Dog of the Day, and it's all a partnership with Paws for Patrick, pawsforpatrick.org for more information. They do more for adolescents and mental health than any organization locally in this fine area. And what they're doing for adolescents, they've helped 30,000 adolescents since 2020. Today's submission comes from my guy, Johnny Maz. Ivy Lynn, look at this beaut. Ivy Lynn, a wolf, dog, husky, white shepherd mix, born February 3rd of 23, loves grilled hamburger patties or pup cups like they all do. Some claim I'm a wolf mix. Others say coyote. And I also have my own YouTube channel. Ivy the Coyote is the YouTube handle for Ivy Lynn. Loves to nap anywhere and everywhere. Loves being pet under the neck and the side of the face. Named after the Ivy at Wrigley because my dad is absolutely obsessed and in love with the Chicago Cubs. I grew up with this young pup's dad, and with the exception of the Cubs, he's pretty damn good everywhere else. Text REKAP 25 to 44321 to support Paws for Patrick's life-changing mission. Learn more at pawsforpatrick.org. $1, $2, $5, $10, anything you can helps. These mental health facilities are at capacity. They're slammed, and Paws for Patrick mission is to put therapy dogs in these facilities full-time, not 1 hour a week, not 2 hours a day, full-time. And anything you can do to help that mission would be absolutely fantastic. You can also be like Ivy's father, Johnny, and submit your dog to be featured on the Dog of the Day. REKAPoffice@gmail.com. REKAPoffice@gmail.com. Submit your photos, and boom, just like that. The write-up was beautiful. Johnny absolutely nailed it. The Dog of the Day. There he is. Right on cue, Johnny. Guff, I love you, man. Thanks for the props to Ivy Lynn. Johnny, thanks for the submission, brother. We had 4 photos. I got 2 in, but the write-up was, in fact, awesome. So recapoffice@gmail.com. Matt, Bulls suck. White Sox hopefully don't suck. And Green Bay sucks. Go Bears. Bear down. Matt, it's a great damn chat. Look at Cap. Speaking of living in the Packers' heads right now, rent-free, this guy. So that's what I'm saying. You want to come in here and chime in, oh, we don't give a shit about Chicago, which when people were doing earlier, by saying you don't care tells me you care. Because when you pop into a show, which we do every day from Monday through Friday at 12:30, and we are welcome to have as many Green Bay Packer fans as possible. But when you dip in to say we don't have a problem with you, it feels like you went out of your way to say we don't have a problem with you. Doesn't it, Cap?
There's no question that we live rent-free in all your heads. Little brother complex. That's what you've got.
Kurt wants to know, will the Cubs sign Fairbanks or wing it with projects? Someone has to. I'm into the point where I want the White Sox to sign Fairbanks. I think the Cubs right now are focused on a much bigger piece and bigger prize than Fairbanks, but we'll see, because bullpen arms are coming off of the availability rack every single day. Rick's Cheeseburger in Paradise is an actual restaurant in Honolulu, of course, because there's no Hooters. A lot of people have been to Cheeseburger in Paradise. They're not just in Honolulu. The Chicago White Sox GM is more personable than the Tigers GM. That's true, Clyde, but that doesn't win games, friend. Lucy likes...
What does that matter?
Nothing. Lucy likes Ivy Lynn. Got 2 barks. Lucy, easy. I'll get you Ivy Lynn's number. Clyde is the spelling police on this program. What I asked Clyde to do today is call out somebody who's having an issue with some of the saying we had a complex with the 3 guys up north. I think we're talking about the same guys. Check their poll question. Check their poll question. Another winner, Guff. Let's keep it rolling. Johnny, always appreciate the good vibes, brother. Appreciate you submitting Ivy Lynn for the Dog of the Day. Sounds like the Cubs want to rebuild instead of contend. I don't know where you're reading that, Clyde. That couldn't be further from the truth. Let's do Bet of the Day. Obviously, we did not win the Chicago Blackhawks last night. Down 2-0. Cap and I are sitting here because we had the game. He had it in a ladder. They came back and got the dub for him. We should have bet on the game live, try to get those 3 goals. That would have been a nice little juice. So we take the L because we had the puck line. The Toronto Maple Leafs got the win coming back down from 2 goals down. I'm going to go to the college football bowl season here. And there's 2 games today.
You had the puck line. How'd you lose? Oh, you had Toronto?
We had -1.5. A fun game today here between Old Dominion and South Florida. On the surface, you're thinking South Florida had a pretty good year. They had a pretty good start. They're favored in this game by 3.5. Here's what people forget, and this is why the bowl system as we currently know it will go away eventually. I really like the idea of moving the bowls to the beginning of the year because I think we could see some awesome matchups, more visibility, more money for programs, and a lot more ratings because these games being buried in the middle of the week, in the middle of December, other than Old Dominion and South Florida fans or guys like me and Cap who are degenerates and betting on it, no one cares. Did you watch the game last night in Montgomery, Alabama? It was fun. I'm watching the game with 3 minutes to go. I had nothing to do with the game, but I love football. Great pick by Jacksonville State with 3:20 to go to ice the game, coming back from trailing down 13-7 at the half. Old Dominion, I'm taking the 3.5. I'm also going to flirt money line here. Old Dominion's quarterback has opted for the portal, and they have a guy who's a veteran ready to take over, more of a running quarterback. They're more of a running ball control team. Their 2 running backs have combined for 1,300 yards this year. They're not opting out. Speaking of opt-outs, South Florida just hired Brian Hartline, the Ohio State offensive coordinator, to take over. Guess what's happening? Guys are leaving the program left and right. There's a boatload. The quarterback, both starting receivers have opted out of the bowl game. There is a bunch of guys opting for the transfer portal, and that's what happens this time of year with bowl games. Everyone's like, Notre Dame should have played because of the seniors. I'm telling you, folks, either those seniors, there's some guys that would have definitely missed an opportunity to play a game. But guys are opting out of that game. Jeremiah Love is not playing in that game. There's a lot of guys who would opt out due to injury, health concerns, draft stock, etc. I'm taking the 3.5. I'm running with the money line here. So we're going to count them as one. Okay, we're going to count them as one bet today. I put the money line on there so you guys can flirt with it. I know Lip Ripper is going to flirt with this game later on when he joins the show. He'll watch today, I think, in the rear. Clyde, they're not getting a premium left-handed bat, no experience, closer, top-notch starter, rebuilder, contend, Chicago Cubs. Okay, I feel the frustration, Clyde, but there's a long way to go and a boatload of free agents to still sign. Brett Kaplan, I think the Bears need to win on Saturday, and the Bulls need to figure out the franchise by 27 or 26. Well, bud, how about this? Let's just focus on the Bears winning Saturday. The Bulls, we can just punt and kick that can down the road. Yeah, your dad says you're paying for dinner tonight, Brett, with that comment. Pablo, just getting on. Sorry I'm late. Looking forward to Saturday's game and also to January's recap live show January 6th at Hooters O'Hare. REKAP Lunch Hour fam, get out to the show, become a member today. Thank you, Pablo. The commercial, we get Cap. Ringtones. Back on the horse, let's ride, Guff. At least my White Sox have a reason to rebuild. We stank in 24, probably again in 25. Supreme Production, Guff. I noticed the REKAP Good, Better, Best merch that Cap has been rocking. I ordered one for Christmas through the Bears Pro Shop. Did the Bears trademark the phrase or Coach Johnson? It's not trademarked. If it is, we'll get slapped. We also have a Good, Better, Best sweatshirt at Clark Street Sports. The Bears did come out with their own line, so I get it. Brett says, no shot, Dad. He's not paying. There's our bet of the day. Old Dominion football. Old Dominion football. Beautiful day. Get outside. Seriously, get outside. Take advantage of a, 35-degree day, because that feels like 60 around these parts. He's 40 and mostly sunny. Take care of yourselves. Take care of each other. We'll have a recap rush hour later today. The Bulls play the Cavs tonight. They're getting 5 at home, and I would pound the Cavs. Yes, that's not my bet of the day, but yes, lay the 5. Touch some grass, as our fine friend Breck Bear always says. We improved last year. Yeah, Clyde, I think we're going to just bury that for now. Have a great rest of your day. It's all brought to you by Hooters. OriginalHooters.com. Visit one of the 11 Chicagoland locations near you. As Pablo said, we will be at Hooters O'Hare January 6th. No juice January, except for that day. Come hang with us. This will be our last remote of this particular season. And who knows? Maybe we'll go all the way to the Super Bowl and find a Hooters nearby and do one down there. For Cap, for Guff, have a great rest of your day, everybody. We do it every day, Monday through Friday. Old Dominion, plus 3.5. Let's go. Take that.